It's kind of a surprise you day in the world of Magic the Gathering. Today's video is going to focus on an unannounced upcoming Magic set we need to talk about, as well as some adjusted pricing which players may feel is out of line. Either way, we have a lot to talk about in today's video. Stick around. Some people love surprises. Other people are not really surprise people. And the odd time, it's like a surprise party. It just shows up and you had no choice in the matter whatsoever. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thank you again for hanging out with me on the channel today. Now, a reminder before we get this video started, that if you enjoyed today's content, you like hanging out with the Moxman, to like and subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell, as I have new content that comes out every single day. Now, we have a lot to dive into for today's video, because it's interesting to see how Wizards of the Coast handles adversity. And I mean, they're not making as much money as they want to. So how do they trick the consumer into buying more and say it's a surprise? Well, they gave us the lineup showing all the sets coming up in 2024. And I'll put those up in a screen for a minute. And when we saw the lineup, most of the people I talked with, including myself, were kind of like, okay, it looks a little bit less cluttered. This is a little bit better. There's still a lot, but it's a little bit better. You got rid of brawl decks and stuff that kind of faded out. We didn't have those horrible mini Jumpstart sets come out with every set. Play booster boxes and draft boxes are combined into a more expensive product, but at least it's one product. And things were kind of okay. And we saw the set lineup. But that's not really how things work out, do they? Allow me to demonstrate. Take a look at this, everyone. Here is the lineup. Ravnica Remastered, January 12th. Murders at Karlov Manor. Man, did that flame out quick. February 9th. Ravnica the Clue Edition. They even put in the Ravnica Clue Edition to let us know it was coming. February 23rd. Universes Beyond Fallout Commander decks. Alright, I admit, banger of a TV show. Great set. Amazing cards. And yes, I still want to get that Mana Vault Fallout Edition card. It's so great. Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Surprisingly good. I really enjoyed the cards, if not the Western theme. Then we got Modern Horizons 3, need I say more, totally amazing. Then we've got Universes Beyond Assassin's Creed. I think that's going to flame out and burn and just crash hard, everyone, so be warned. Then we've got Bloomborough coming up, and that's less than, what, a month away now? We got the pre-release or whatever in 4 weeks, less. And then, of course, we've got Duskmourn, the House of Horror. Okay, so that looks pretty easy to understand, right? That's our lineup. That's the standard sets, a couple of Universes Beyond. Now, of course, we understand that they took some glitter and they said, look at all these secret layers. In between all that, secret layers have been falling in between everything. Some better than others. Players' desirability on those varies based on the artwork and the cards offered. Good to understand, too, because not everything's a success for secret layers, but when they are, they hit big. So what happened here? Well, there is something they mentioned. They actually did tell us this was happening, but they didn't make a big deal out of it. Take a look at this. This is Magic the Gathering Jumpstart 2025. Now, it's taken from a screenshot put up, I think this was on Reddit, one of the Reddit boards, saying, looks like we're getting Jumpstart 2025. And here's the thing, okay? This will be an actual Jumpstart set. I guarantee it's not going to be one of the follow-through horrible sets they did, like Dominaria United Jumpstart and stuff. This will be the regular, I guess, edition of Jumpstart. But why wasn't it listed? That'd be a product some people would really want to enjoy. Why was that not listed? Because the detractors who hate seeing the crowded lineup, knowing that there's too much coming down the pipe, like we're seeing right now. Modern Horizons 2, Assassin's Creed a couple weeks later, and a couple weeks later we got Bloomborough. It's way too much. It is. It's just way too much to actually enjoy. We may buy it, but we're not going to enjoy it the same way we normally would. You don't feel that ease of enjoying and exploring the cards like we used to. So now you have Jumpstart coming. Let's just show it one more time. Now, I cannot guarantee there's Jumpstart coming because I haven't been able to find anything on any of the websites I deal with, but that looks legit to me. So I'm going to put it out there that looks like we have Jumpstart coming. And here's the other thing that I said before, where they kind of told us, Other Magic releases 2024. While the standard sets might be the big draw for a lot of newer players, we are all going to have to pay attention to the many other MTG sets coming out in 2024 too. There are usually a few that sneak out later in the year that we don't know about to begin with too. So keep that in mind. So they're telling us that there's a chance that maybe a couple Magic sets will come out of thin air at the end of the year. And now I see that website, we see there's Jumpstart, and it'll fit in perfectly after Bloomborough, but before Duskmourn. Interesting, right? They kept it so crowded, and all of a sudden we saw a bit of a gap. A lot of players commented that there was this gap between these two releases, and now it's not really a gap, is it? They're going to shove it in there and see how it does. Because it was probably far enough along on production. When they started canceling all this stuff, they said, should we cancel this or not, boys? What do you think? Cliff, Dave, Garfield? What do you guys want to do? They paid the artist. They had the artwork. The cards were designed. They're going to ship it out. It doesn't cost them that much. And for all you know, it's going to do well. And there is a chance it'll do well, depending on how the customer base receives a product like that based on what we know. And at what price point Wizards of the Coast puts it at, because Jumpstart will be based on these two packs to slap together to make a deck. So it may be a little bit different than what we've seen from the new Play Booster boxes. The pricing may not be the same. Now, speaking of pricing, it looks like collector boxes may be getting a little bit more expensive. Allow me to explain. Let's take this segue. Let's take this little journey together. I was researching some pricing and following up on a few spreadsheets when I noticed that a few stores had their Duskmourn pre-orders up already. And when I compared that pricing, I said, that looks a little bit off. It's like $10 higher. When I looked at Duskmourn and compared it to Bloomborough, Murders at Karlov Manor, and all the other sets I've had since the Play Booster box, Duskmourn is $10 more for that collector box. Now, the good news is no changes on the Play Booster boxes, but that collector box is $10 more. And that's something to discuss, because why is that price higher? Now, I can't say for certain it's every store, although I put some emails out and I'll find out some pricing. And we are talking in Canadian dollars. So Bloomborough was $329.95. Duskmourn is $339.95, a $10 increase Canadian dollars. If you're looking for a US price, it's like 30% off, right? So like a $7 increase, which I know for some people not a big deal. But here's the scenario I want to lay out for you guys, because it could be more than one thing. There could be something special in Duskmourn, and the distributors and Wizards of the Coast is charging higher for that. So there could be something in there that we don't know about yet that adds a little bit of spice and excitement. That's the best case scenario, and I'm super excited if that's the case, because you never know what they're going to do, okay? The bad news would be is if it's just a price increase for the sake of a price increase because they think they can get away with it. Especially after I did that video talking about the overall value of collector boxes doesn't really carry well over the long term, other than the excitement of opening them and the actual cards you get to have fun with. They sit on shelves a long time, and they're available readily at a lot of different places. So it's something to keep in mind. And if they're going to jack the price up, they are going to turn away part of their segment player base that may not be the rich ones, but the ones who still bought some boxes. You know what I mean? They're not the whales, but they do buy a case or half a case, 2 or 3 boxes of collector boxes. But at $10 more, it may not seem like a lot. But after the price increases of last year, it's just another little notch in the belt, ticking up that price. And that's not going to sit well with players. There is always that vocal segment of Magic that hates a price increase and just gets grumbly about it. The old man shouting at the sky. And you know what? They're going to shout a little bit louder. They're going to carry on a little bit longer before that settles down, because the last thing we really need right now is another price increase. So I'd love it if people could give me some information. Let me know if you know of any price increases in your area for the collector boxes, because I haven't seen anything for Play Booster boxes. And I do recognize that everywhere around this world is different. It's going to be different from Canada, the US, the UK, Australia. Wherever you are in the world, the price will be different because there's different import fees and taxes associated with every different country. But I am curious to know what the prices are. You can email me. You can drop it in the comments sections. I'm just curious to know if it's just Canada or if other places are being hit up. If you have seen the pre-order pricing, I would love to know. So guys, put some comments down. How do you feel about a price increase? And what do you think is going to happen with a price increase if it goes through, if it's an actual price increase? And then, of course, how do you feel about Jumpstart 2025 if it actually comes to pass? It's going to show up at a store, because it looks like it is. I can't wait to read the emails on this. It's going to be hilarious. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being here on the channel. it's a great game, but I think Wizards is kind of crowding the space a bit. They got to ease off again. Ease off. Hey guys, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons, the fans of the channel who make it, the fans in the stands. Because of my Patreon members, my YouTube membership members, daily uploaded content is made possible on this channel, and it's because of the fans of the channel. So thanks again for being there and supporting the Mox Man. Thanks for being here on YouTube with me in this incredible journey, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, of course, for another video. Okay, you're here at the end. I'm glad you made it. Ramble Jamble! 2 other stores I checked with by the time I got to this part in the video. Bundle packs went up by $3 too. So there might be a few little chewing at the edges to raise prices just a little bit. Cost of inflation, cost of delivery, Pizza Nova money. It's very interesting because I didn't think they had it in them to do a price increase. I think they were going to leave it well enough alone, but nope. They gotta push that button. They see it's a red button. They know they shouldn't push it, but they pushed it anyway. Doesn't matter. It's not going to affect Bloomborough. I'm still going to buy it. Duskmorn? Price increases. It sucks. Guys, I know. Ramble Jamble. No, I'm not done yet. Sometimes I have trouble getting all these thoughts together. I like to think about before I start talking to you, but sometimes you're just like, I gotta get to this ramble jamble. So let me put it this way. A price increase of this magnitude isn't going to affect too much. It honestly won't. It's pebbles in a pond. Little tiny ripples. But what happens is there's still people who are going to feel those ripples go across and just be a little bit more jaded, a little bit more cynical of what Wizards of the Coast is doing. And they didn't need that right now. The company doesn't need that kind of PR. The keyboard warriors will bring this up if it becomes a mass increase, even if it's small. I'll be curious to see. Anyway, you guys have yourselves a great evening. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me. And remember, if you made it this far in the video, I mean, we're right here at the end. And I haven't done this for a while. But you got to put in the comments section, Bruce Campbell. That's how I know. I'll let it slide for a while. But we're back.